Welcome to Feed Dump, where today we are different kinds of spiders. I am the kind of spider that hides in the toilet paper roll, otherwise known as a fucking dick. Joining me this week is the spider who's really talented at the bongos.
8 legs. Some coordination.
And the spider who gets fired out of the shower head at your grandmother's house.
While you're busy screaming about my intrusion into your private space, you'd never bothered to learn that my name is actually Clementine.
And we also are all in your kitchen. It wouldn't be Feed Dump without a little smuggling, so a woman at the Bogota airport was arrested for smuggling 3.3 pounds of liquid cocaine, where
is to the United States, Graham?
Inside a bouquet of novelty water balloons.
A bottle of Coke?
Inside 3,000 liquid eyeliners. Because you pay a lot of money for very little fluid.
Inside a hollowed-out endangered tortoise.
Seriously, it's like $20 for like 30 milliliters of eyeliner. Who is setting these prices?
In her bloodstream.
You know how much 30 milliliters is? That's an ounce. This stuff is more expensive than, like, crude oil.
Maybe she should be smuggling eyeliner instead. It sounds like it's more lucrative.
You're both wrong, but for those keeping score at home, if you said in her titties, you were correct.
Did they catch her because she died?
That's right, she got breast implants. And there was liquid cocaine in the implants.
Are you seriously telling me that she got breast implants when instead of them being filled with, like, silicone or souls of the damned or whatever they put in there to make them perky, it was liquid cocaine?
I actually don't want to know how they caught her.
Tits that were shooting blood.
They caught her because she was nervous. And then they x-rayed her and found out that she had recently had surgery. And then she confessed that indeed she had had a substance unknown to her inserted in the breasts that she was meant to take to Spain.
The cocaine in Spain rains mainly from dim titties.
I can't be the only person here who's completely horrified by this. Cam, would you agree to smuggle something by having an unknown implant put into your dick?
How big an implant?
I don't know, 3 pounds?
Yes.
In Canadian news, police in the town of Regina, stop laughing, reported that over the weekend they received 114 fake phone calls to the emergency line from Siri.
Do we really want to know what the linguistic bug is in Siri that was prompting her to dial 911 for a problem in Regina?
Sometimes you just want a policeman in your Regina, and you're trying to be discreet about it, so you're like trying to Google it, and then all of a sudden all of these phone calls happen, and it's not my fault.
It could also be from people looking for a firefighter to get into their Regina.
Ooh, I hear those are popular at bachelorette parties.
Has anyone checked to see if this is a problem in Butte, Montana?
Apparently the cause was a social media meme with users on Twitter and Facebook telling other users to research the 9/11 terrorist attacks by saying, "Hey, ask Siri about 9/11. Something cool happens."
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Cameron.
Hey, Feed Dump viewers from Regina. I understand that maybe you're feeling a little picked on, and maybe you're a little mad at us for making fun of your town's name for what is probably going to be like at least a solid minute once I'm done with this edit. But you know what? There's a very simple way to make sure nobody will make fun of your town anymore. Just send $30,000 to me in unmarked suitcases, large bills only.
Care of the Kathleen DeVere Not Bribery and Totally Legitimate Regina Defense Fund, 246A Crescent Road, Ottawa, Canada.
Large bills?
I don't want to have to carry that much stuff when I'm going down to the bank.
Why was this localized in Regina? Did it start with somebody in Regina posting it to their Facebook wall?
No, just that the Regina PD reported a lot of it happening there. I guess I also have a message to the people of Regina, which is, did you hear that they took the word gullible out of the dictionary?
Siri, did they take gullible out of the dictionary?
Kathleen likes to lie to you and say that she won't do stories where people die.
It doesn't count if they're already dead when the story comes out. Like the time they found that Halloween decoration in Florida that turned out to be a real skeleton. That's funny.
I thought that was a suicide.
No comment.
A Southern California woman is being charged with beating her boyfriend to death with canned food.
All we are saying is give peas a chance.
I'm gonna need a sock and a can of tuna.
It's probably more efficient than trying to beat somebody to death with like a brioche, I guess.
Or a baguette. Those things aren't very structurally sound. They tend to break.
Yeah, if you get like a 2-day-old baguette, then you can like snap it off and stab somebody with it.
Like a pool cue.
And then you can make croutons later.
People in Southern California just have no idea how to kill people with food. It's really a culinary disaster down there, I think.
It's because they have access to so many avocados there. Avocados are really cheap in California, and they're delicious, but they're terrible at murdering people.
Over a relatively short time frame, I imagine if you eat nothing but cheap avocados after 30 years, your heart just detonates.
I should add, for edification, that in my head, I'd assumed she used a can like a brick and just sort of hit him repeatedly to stove the head in. But as it turns out, it was actually a can of peas, a can of carrots, and a can of chicken broth, implying some sort of projectile strategy.
Were they all chained together then fired out of a cannon like grape shot? Because that would be rad.
When I was learning to cook when I was a young teenager, my dad always told me that frozen vegetables were better than canned vegetables, and I believed him up until now.
What kind of monster uses the peas before the carrots in the chicken broth? You have to use the carrots and the celery and the onions along with all the other aromatics first so they have a chance to release their aromas. The peas are just going to get mushy.
Were any of these things organic?
Well, they're canned, so probably not.
I just wanted to prove once and for all that it's probably not worth it to buy organic food. It's clearly no better for you.
I think that'll do it for this week, so fill yourselves up with Coke, grab some canned food, and call the Regina PD. Do not actually call the Regina PD unless you've hit someone with canned food. Actually, especially don't call them if you filled yourself with Coke. Look, you know what? Until next time, remember, there may be better sources for news, but they don't have this hat, which even we didn't have until embarrassingly recently. So, yar har, yar har har, yar har har, yar har har, yar har har, har, canned food.
Nobody wanted a fireman in their Regina? I'm disappointed. It sounds less fun now.